Hey vinyl community, George here, George Allen, LPs and CDs. See, has my name on this package. Yeah, arrived just a day or two ago. And it's some VCLT from Mark at Mad4Vinyl. And love watching his videos. During the summer he's been hitting a lot of flea markets, and seems like he's got a lot of contacts, picking up a lot of great deals on 7-inchers, 45s, and CDs, and some great vinyl too, 12-inchers. And I made a comment or two on some things he picked up, and he said he was going to send me something, so I was surprised when this pretty heavy box arrived. I didn't think I commented on that many of them, but anyhow, he's a very generous guy, and boy, is he really knowledgeable about music. And every once in a while we correspond back and forth, and he has an admiration for drummers, and of course, me being a drummer, not that he admires my drumming, never heard it. And but we just have a love for drummers and drumming, and so we'll see what he has here for me. I scored the sides. I'm going to score the top here, and that's it. And I'll put my cutting tools away so nobody gets hurt. Right there. And let's see what we got. Box is packed real well. Boy, he must be a professional packer in his spare time. Packed real good. Oh boy, I see you sent me another old issue of Downbeat magazine. He knows how much I love that. He sent me one of these once before. 30th anniversary, 1964. Oh, I love these magazines. Great. I'm going to love reading that. That's terrific. Oh, I should have brought my table over here. Oh, and there's some. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He has, this is what's really interesting here. He sent me a 45 of I Want to Hold Your Hand. And I saw her standing there. Can you want to know something funny? I don't know if I've ever mentioned this or not, but this is from the Beatles limited edition collection. This is when I was, whatever year this came out originally. This is the first 45 I bought, and it must have been in I must have been about 13 when this came out, and I bought this with money for my paper routes. I Want to Hold Your Hand, and I saw her standing there. That's terrific. Never thought I'd ever get a copy of this again. Never thought I'd search it out. Oh, that's terrific, Mark. It really is. It really is terrific. Oh, here's a card. Let's read that later. Yeah, I'm enjoying it already. And oh, look at this. Oh, and this is the cover for it. Look at that. I want to hold your hand, and I saw her standing there, and it's in a lucite stand. Oh, that's terrific. That's going to go in a special place for sure. Oh. Jan and Dean. Little old lady from Pasadena. That happens to be like the second 45 I bought, except I never had one of their albums. At that age I couldn't afford it. Later on I would have bought it. That is very cool. That is very cool. You know, he ends up with some very interesting pickups if you ever watch any of his channels. Jan and Dean, Volume 1. The very best of Jan and Dean, Volume 1. He's got some really cool memorabilia in here. Here's your new Beatles poster. You know, before I was into anything else, you know, at that time, the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan and everybody was going crazy. Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl. So some very cool paraphernalia. And my music room always could use a little bit more dressing up. It's a little bare. I got a few things on the wall, but not much. That's because my wife doesn't spend much time in here, you know, and sometimes the women do a lot of the decorating. Let's put that back in there. Oh, okay. So, here's some of the stuff we were talking about. We were talking about drumming. The Police. Oh, there's another Beatles. From Me to You. Oh, it's one of those VJs. That's cool, though. From Me to You and Please Please Me. Oh, their first release. That is very cool. But the Police. Because we were talking about Stuart Copeland and his drumming. Police. Very cool. I can't even pronounce the name of that. The record. Never been into the Police that much. This looks fairly old. Stuart Copeland looks very young. Sting and Andy Summers. Thank you again, Mark. Please please me. Please please me. See. Oh, some Buddy Rich. Boy, you really laid it on me here, huh? This is one I do not have. It's pretty cool. Wow, this is pretty heavy. You know, when they issued vinyl records back in 19 whatever, they were a lot heavier. Then I think in the 70s or something, they went to that real light vinyl. Yeah, this is really nice. Pacific Jazz. You can all see that. I can't wait to spin this baby. I saw Buddy Rich about 3 times. Twice with his big band and once with a symphony orchestra. And just an incredible talent. Some people said, oh, he was all about speed and stuff. No, he wasn't all about speed. He could play with the band. Very good, very good. as seen on TV. Wow, this is a nice... You know, somebody was just showing this recently. This is really a nice collection of country songs. Willie Nelson, Jim Reeves, Eddie Rabbitt, Crystal Gayle. Crystal Gayle's a hot-looking woman. Nice songs on it too. Patsy Cline. This is George Jones. Oh yeah. That's the type of stuff he finds at these places. Simply Red picture book. Simply Red. Why do these guys sound familiar to me? There's a reason why. 1985. I think they were big in the 80s. I remember them real well. I think I start playing this and I'm going to recognize it. I think I'm going to recognize it. Well, gotta be moving on because we gotta get moving on. Boy, George Harrison. Oh, this is interesting. George Harrison's. Is this George Harrison, just self-titled George Harrison? Looks like it. Not familiar with this one. I got one or two George Harrisons, but not this one. Warner Brothers, Dark Horse Records. I'm looking forward to listening to that. George Harrison, very talented man. And inside of it was a 7-incher Carl Wilson, a demo. Heaven, Carl Wilson, M. Smith, M. Son. Heaven on both sides. Interesting. That is pretty cool. Carl had a lot of talent. This is, oh, okay, and we were talking about this too. John Cougar, Mellencamp, Scarecrow. He was talking about this being a fine album, and the way he talks about it, I thought, you know, I think I got to get that. And he said, no, don't get it, George. Oh, and this is, wow, minty condition too. Very good. Okay. Very good. Heaps of other stuff you guys are probably familiar with, and I'm not going to go too holy smoke. Bruce Springsteen, Darkness on the Edge of Town. And it must come with a poster here. I'm not going to open it. I'm looking forward to this. I really love Bruce's earlier stuff more than his later stuff. It seemed to have more of a raw edge to it, to me. And trying to find his way as far as what he wanted to do. So that's just one man's lowly opinion. And I see something really interesting too here. Chick Corea with a Willie Nelson 7-incher. Georgia on My Mind. What a great song. This is a demo also. Wow, that's really cool. Yep, Chick Corea. Unfortunately lost him last year. The Leprechaun. Never heard this. Looks very intriguing. Very intriguing. And what's this? Let's see into the box. Okay. 3 cassettes. Oh, cool. And he must have heard me about, I've been talking a long time about my changing my, adding cassettes to my name. And there's a Bruce Springsteen Dancing in the Dark 7-incher, and Bruce Springsteen Fire Incident on 57th Street live version. Oh, look at this. Oh man, it comes with a book. Live 1975 to 85 book. Wow, cool book. Let's see. And it's 3 cassettes. One there. It must have been out on vinyl also, the way they these things are set up. Nice picture of the band. This is really great, Mark. Really great. I'm going to enjoy listening to these. Well, you have it, folks. I'm sorry it took me so long to handle all that, but Bruce Springsteen with Roy Bittan, Clarence Clemens, Danny Federici, oh, Nils Lofgren. I saw Nils Lofgren live when he had his band Grin. That was back in the early 70s. And Steve Van Zandt, Max Weinberg. Mastered by Bob Ludwig. Oh, it's got a ton of songs on it, it looks like. Wonderful, wonderful. So, hope the week starts out great for you. And boy, I'm just so thrilled with all this stuff that Mark's. I'm overwhelmed. Man, I don't have to buy anything for a while now. This is going to save me some money and Mark's generosity. I'm truly overwhelmed. But folks, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time around. Okay? I'm going to leave that link to Mark's channel. Check him out. He's always got something interesting he's showing and talking about. Okay? Bye-bye.